Well. Hello. What is going on? Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to So I Was in This House. And today we are actually doing a So I Was in This House episode. This is story time, brought to you by yours truly. And we are going to go through all of these story reads from all these stories that were submitted for the last however long. And some of these things are absolutely bonkers. So I'm really excited to get to them. We got two special guests on here. First and foremost, we got Grandmaster Flash himself, Mr. Johnny V. Oh, he's muted. He don't even know it. He don't even know it. Oh, that's good. It's good the way you're talking like that. There you go.
There it is. My bad.
Good job.
Good to be back.
And in this corner, by the way, for those of you that don't know, back over here, I'm pointing in the picture. This picture is, 15 years ago. This is Johnny V himself. And in this corner, we have Mr. Dan Biggity Baker.
Biggity Baker.
Dan.
Biggity Baker. Am I muted?
No, dude. You're
Ladies and gentlemen.
But you can speak into the microphone. You probably want to be about a fifth away from the microphone.
Of all ages, let's get ready to tell stories. Yeah.
So
oh boy. Dan with the entrance. You know, I feel like Two-Face.
Yeah, you look like a Two-Face.
in Batman Forever. And
which one?
Batman comes in. And Batman comes in, and the Riddler's like, now that's an entrance style, right? Remember, that's how I feel right now.
Yeah, man, you're looking good. I was actually a little bit nervous to see you tonight because the last time that we were on the podcast together about 8 months ago, I told Everett, I was like, we got to call 911. He's not looking good. Like one of your eyes was kind of weird. Looked like a tooth was kind of loose. But no, you look really good tonight. Seriously. It's kind of loose. It was flopping, almost like one of them old school farmhouse.
Why are you spreading rumors? There's thousands of people that have no clue who I am that are going to hear this and see this. Yeah. So again, and you're spreading rumors.
No, that's the new nickname.
The tooth will come out. The tooth will come out.
The tooth is loose.
Yeah,
the tooth is loose.
I kind of felt like it was 1805, and it was one of them old school farmhouses with the laundry line out there, and it wasn't your tooth. It was the old school grandpa jammies with the butt flap. So you kind of had a butt flap thing going on.
Right. So you understand that your episode was also recorded. Like we can go to the video.
Oh, we can't go to the video because half the episode Dan was like,
that's right.
By the way, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We're going to the video to prove that he was fucking a liar when he's talking about me.
Listen, man. Here's the deal. I was actually trying to.
Your connection was terrible. It was supposed to be your episode, and the most of it was just me and Everett talking. So shut up.
So technically, that was an talking moment of mine, right? I was trying to be a mime. So, okay, I screwed up that one last one. So the connection's good on this one, and your teeth look like they're all in line. Whatever rubber bands you're using tonight, they're working.
Well, we're getting a closer shot now.
Hell yeah, you are.
Hang on, let's do one of these.
Yeah, baby.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Let's do one of those. There you go. Hi, John. Yeah, there you go. Very nice.
How you doing?
Hang on. How about one of these? Oh, see you guys.
No one wants that.
And,
so
now you guys are toast.
Oh,
Everett's got those rosy cheeks. You remind me of a 50-year-old, 13-year-old, if that makes sense. Kind of with your face right now. It's the best.
I remind you of a 50-year-old, 13-year-old.
Yeah.
Cool.
Like I want to be,
Dan, you're not far off. He is very much a man child.
You know what?
I'm actually sad that you're wearing sleeves, man. I don't know that I want to be on the podcast because I
would rather be. All right. Look, here's the reality. Okay. You two are in detention, and don't forget, I can mute you motherfuckers. Okay.
Yes,
I can mute you.
Just can't.
And listen, for everybody out there in the universe, and my understanding is, I think SpaceX is this is one of the first 3 podcasts that will be shot out into space. I mean, these are facts I'm making up on the spot. So as it goes out via Elon Musk and SpaceX, John and I were talking earlier about how amazing his beard is. My future ex had cats, so I couldn't grow a beard because I'd break the stuff. I'm afraid about growing a beard. If we're on again, we'll have a beard off.
Okay. All right.
Well, this is about it for me. So
probably the shut up I've ever heard my entire life.
The most polite shut up. Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Hey, what's up, Liliana?
He chose to have you and I on. He knew what he was getting himself into.
He woke up and chose violence. That's what
he did. He did.
Okay.
He's nice. He's not bright.
Okay, before we get rolling here, I got to do two things. Well, first of all, I got to give a shout out to our sponsor, Cooper and Hunter. Cooper and Hunter is a manufacturer, distributor of
Cooper
amazing products.
HVAC equipment, Vazquez, VRF.
They're the best.
They have they're sponsored for the New York Yankees. They have some incredible line of residential and commercial. They got new product lines coming out. I know they have R410A stuff that's still available. So go ahead and place your order.
Definitely.
Call them.
If you're not on the phone with them now, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Do they by chance sell any HGH or like cybernetics to help the Yankees? Like maybe they can give Giancarlo Stanton a cybernetic leg or some HGH to help Garrett's arm heal a little faster. Okay. I'm just wondering.
Yeah. I thought you guys were Red Sox fans.
Oh, shut your whore mouth.
All right. Next coming up next week. So 4 episodes in a row. We're going from it's going to be from prison to the trades, and it's people who have turned their lives around with HVAC, the trades in general, plumbing. I have some amazing guests coming on, and I have one special guest.
I can't wait for that one. That's
her name
be an
is
awesome episode. Her
name is Catherine Howard. She spent 3 years in a federal penitentiary, and now she's like the CEO of a company. It's an incredible story. She's like an industry. She's keynote speaking at events all around the place. I got a chance to talk to her for like an hour the other day, and she loves what we're doing here, and I'm really happy about that. Now, without further ado, we're going to story read. So here's the premise of this story read, guys. Basically, what happened was I made some posts on social media, and I started this podcast because I just want to hear cool stories. John and I, for years, and a bunch of other friends of ours that are like, we're in houses for thousands and thousands of houses. You know, we'd sit around and we'd be like, dude, so I was in this house. And it would be like every time we'd talk about these ridiculous stories. So we decided I decided on this podcast and really, I mean, that's where we're at. And I posted some things and the response was absolutely insane. So we're going to read the story. So I'm going to share my screen. We're just going to go through. Now, mind you, I'm going to preface it with this. None of these guys have read these stories. I have read most of them, but then the thread started getting out of control. Like, I mean, one of them has 148 stories. So we're going to get through a bunch of them. I've read a bunch. I know there's a bunch that are like just awesome, and I've commented on them. So
well, John and I had agreed that, and you can pick the one if you want to. We can act it out like in the accents that we think that people have. As if it's your line anyway.
Yeah. So
Dan, you're saying we agreed upon this. I said if we'll see how it goes.
No. So basically, if you don't say no, that's a yes.
All right. So
that's a Texas hello.
All right. So here we go. Customer left a voicemail on an after hours line. You could tell they had some sort of mental deficiency. I was on call, so I reached out to them. They didn't want to pay the after hours, so I dispatched the next morning. Upon arrival, the front porch was covered in a thick layer of frozen dog piss. I knocked on the door, and a man who sounded nothing like the person I spoke to answered the door and told me to come in. I had just noticed the entire floor was bare subfloor with a layer of filth on it, and the kitchen was sectioned off with a comforter hanging up. Not even a second later, a large, aggressive dog lunged out from behind the curtain, latched onto my tool bag handle, almost grabbing my hand. The man grabbed the dog with both hands around the neck and slammed it onto the ground. Like 3 times.
Oh my God.
Guys, I'm going to laugh. I'm sorry. And casually tells me.
Veto bag. If it was a veto bag, then the bag's fine. If it wasn't, the bag's toast.
Tells me the furnace is the first door on the left down the hallway. He threw the dog onto the mattress and in the kitchen area and
wait,
yelled.
Wait.
Yeah,
you just really skipped over that very quickly.
Yeah. Threw the dog.
The mattress in the kitchen area. Wait, why is there a mattress in the kitchen area?
We don't know.
I always like to eat in bed, so I just.
Well, there has to be a pot of hot dog water somewhere, and it's not on the stove. It's in between the sink and the trash can, right?
And casually tells me the furnace is first door on the left down the hallway. Hey, furnace down the hall.
I just visioned, that John Cena, here comes John Cena kind of meme that comes out. I can see that happening when the dude pile drives that dog on that. We don't. Hey, was there pee on the mattress too, or are we just assuming?
We don't know.
Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
Onto the mattress in the kitchen area and yelled at a woman for not holding onto the dog. I was debating leaving at that point. I assumed it was going to be a quick 5-minute service call and I could tough it out. As I'm diagnosing the furnace, I hear a familiar voice coming down the hallway from the other side of the trailer. He starts telling me to watch this. It's the man. Watch this. It's the man I spoke to the night before with the obvious mental deficiencies. He's about 6'4", 300 pounds, and he's holding a battery-powered leaf blower.
Oh yes! The best thing that I've heard all week.
Watch this! Watch this! Go on. Pull your shit together.
God.
Go on.
Oh no! Okay, this is gonna get awesome.
He stuck the leaf blower. Into the cabinet and presumably tried inducing draft. I got him to calm down and let me continue working. The woman comes from the kitchen love shack area wearing a nightgown, flaunting her saggy tits and fupa.
He means the furnace cabinet.
I buried my head into the furnace, trying to avoid the conversation. She puts both hands on my shoulder, runs her tits across my back, and says, "Excuse me."
Is that the reverse credit card technique?
Dude, the mentally challenged guy and her are arguing about whose weed is whose. The dog abuser comes up and starts chatting me about, "Hey man, how old are you? How long you been doing this?" etc. His woman comes back down the hallway and starts hanging all over him. I told them I needed to go to the truck to check out for a part and verify the roof vent wasn't plugged. I called my service manager. He said, just try to get a price together and give it to them. I set up a ladder on the porch so I could check the roof vent. I got 90% of the way up and someone threw the front door open. The ladder was already precariously perched on frozen dog piss, so it slid out from underneath me pretty easily. I had to pull myself onto the roof, which after 1 to 2 steps, I felt the roof start to buckle. I lowered myself onto the porch handrail, and I go back to keep doing diagnostics. The dog abuser comes back up once again, asks me how old I am. Hey, man, hey, I'm just curious. You never answered me before. How old are you?
I love it. I love it.
He's like looking at him from the porch on the dog piss and looks up at the roof and goes, "Hey man, you never answered me, bro. How old are you?" I was 23 at the time. His lady and him are no less than 50, and they both look road hard.
Oh, wow.
But they've been through some shit.
Rode hard, put away wet. He starts laughing and tells his lady, "I told you so." He looks me dead in the eye and said, "My woman thinks you're cute, but I told her you're too young. But would you be interested?"
Nice.
What the mattress was for.
Yeah, but you got to do it next to the vicious dog.
Oh, man. And the hot dog water's there, too, for cleanup.
All right. I told him without hesitation that I was married, even though I wasn't. I completely forgot. The mentally handicapped guy was standing right behind me. He started talking, asking, "What's wrong? Is it going to cost a lot? How much?" He proceeded to tell me that he just got fired from the Dollar General for having an episode at work, and he's having a really hard time finding a job because he's registered as a paranoid schizophrenic. I was surrounded by all three of them at this point, and I knew if I got confrontational, it was going to get bad for me. I told them I needed to get pricing from my service manager. I went to the van, gave the details to my manager. He told me under no circumstances were any of us going back in the home. I knocked on the door to tell them we can't get their parts and made up a lie. as to why they have to call someone else. The dog abuser tried coaxing me back into the house a couple times, and glad I'd never found out why.
Okay, I see 3 movies here. There are 3 movies, right? This is a phenomenal script. Please copy and paste that and send it to me. I'll work on the rough draft tonight, right? First of all, you've got the Yellow Brick Road, a.k.a. Ice Piss, right?
Okay.
So as he goes down the Ice Piss Road, which, I mean, everybody loves Wizard of Oz. I mean, you don't know what happens when the lights are out. So he goes down that road. Have you guys seen that movie, Cabin in the Woods?
Yeah.
It's one of the best horror movies out there. It covers every single genre. Then you've got the Cabin in the Woods, and it also meets Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I'm not talking about all the BS remakes. I'm talking about the original old school hardcore one. I've got goosebumps. Holy cow, this is amazing. I think we can stop the episode right there.
We got so many stories to get through. I was working in a nice neighborhood built to serve as a rental house for the local university. I won't give the location, but large, well-known college with a few football championships under the belt. 3-story townhome, blah, blah, blah. Very common for kids. Oh, this was a freaking crazy story. It was very common for the kids not to answer the door. Most of the time they were gone or asleep, so we would knock for a bit and no one would answer to make the entrance.
These are college kids, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I walked in and announced myself loudly, and each floor, as I made my way through to the attic, gave the usual yell, "Hello, maintenance," dropped down the attic door and went up and was working when I heard the floor creaking below the attic ladder.
Oh, wow.
I yelled down that this was a maintenance and I was working on their HVAC system. Did not get a response, but I didn't think anything of it. After a minute, I heard squeaking of hinges and realized the attic ladder was being put away while I was still up there. And again, I yelled, "Hello, this is maintenance. I'm working on your HVAC system. I'm in the attic. Please don't close the door." And once again, got no response. But the door slowly lowered again, and I heard the floor creak as they walked away. It was weird, but the college kids were normally hungover, high on something, or weird in general, so I didn't really worry, and I continued doing my job.
Crazy kids.
A few minutes later, the ladder began to fold up again, and I again yelled that I was still in the attic and not to mess with the door. This happened one more time before I finished that I was there to do, and I thought it could be somebody with a mental illness, so I didn't worry too much. I loaded up my tools. I went to leave. When I got to the bottom of the ladder, there was no one there.
Wow.
I assumed they got tired and left me alone. I folded the ladder up and left. As I was loading my van, a car pulled up with a few kids in it. I asked them about their friend trying to close me into the attic. They shared a confused look, and they said that they just got home and no one else was in the house. We never found out who was trying to close up the attic.
I mean, we know what this movie is from, right? So this is a 2-pairing movie, right? You guys see it. It's clear as day, right? So this is a much slower, much creepier version of National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation when Clark Griswold goes up in the attic and that, right? And then the family leaves. And then you have Poltergeist, and I'm not talking about the remake here, kids. I'm talking about the original one where the damn tree breaks the window. Damn.
I mean, you got The Shining. You got
That's creepy. That's super creepy.
It is kind of creepy.
I love it.
Okay.
Although I got to say that would 100% have been my response at that time.
Maintenance!
If someone was in there and was like, "Yo, who else was in there closing the ladder on me?" I'd be like, "There's no one there."
Well, yeah, I mean, they could have been fooling around. Who knows?
There's no one there, bro.
Now, I'm not saying I've ever done this, but you know, my understanding is some of these college kids, especially if it's up in the Northeast, if they don't know how to really mix the chemicals for the homemade acid, it could really make you do weird things.
Oh, for sure.
Here's one.
That's what I heard.
Here's one that was a quick one. I said, "What?" Because the question was, "What was the single strangest thing that ever happened in a house?" And somebody just answered, "Got laid."
Got laid. Good.
I bet you it was on that mattress. Is that guy connected to the other guy?
Scroll back up. Hey, Tyler. Good for you. Good for you, Tyler. Just a little shout out to Tyler Gazone.
Oh.
Gazone. That sounds like a that sounds like a Northeast name if I've ever heard one.
I was about to say,
he's in Brooklyn. His family's from Brooklyn. His family's from Brooklyn. It's Gazone.
See, in Texas, you pronounce it Guzone because you assume that they're
no, you don't. No, you don't.
Yeah, you
in
do.
Texas,
Guzone.
no one pronounces anything like that in Texas.
Yes, almost everybody I know except the people I don't.
Well, down here in Texas, we pronounce that
Guzone. Guzone. It's like
yeehaw!
It's like when Brad Pitt was trying to do that Italian accent in that what was that? What was that Quentin Tarantino? I'm full of movie quotes today. Gorlami.
Okay. This, for some reason, this guy, I don't know why, but this guy, he puts
Billy Max?
This guy Will Max. Every single word he writes is capitalized, and I've asked him because I've had conversations with him. And
that's a choice.
William, listen, don't listen.
It's not a choice.
That's a choice. That's a choice. No, there's no way that doesn't happen on purpose.
There's no one.
He's hitting shift. He is pressing the shift key for every single word.
Listen to the haters. You're clearly from a part of the country that learned how to write properly. Your cursive is probably flawless. They probably can't tell, if it's a male or a female that's writing the cursive. I mean, I appreciate it. I applaud.
All right. Hold
Dan,
on.
You're full of shit.
Hang on. So here's the thing, though. There's no punctuation at all. And every word is capitalized.
I get some kind of
there's some kind of magic keyboard going on.
No, this is William Max. We're not on Gorlami anymore.
Just listen. Just
William Max.
Just listen. I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read it with no punctuation. One time I came in and they said hello and I said okay, and they had a dog and that barked a lot, but I didn't mind, and I said, hey, you need a new system, and they said okay, so I said okay, so I said sign here. Then they said okay, so I said okay, we'll see you tomorrow with your new system, and they said okay, so I said okay. Then I said I forgot to ask if my van was parked in the right spot, and they said don't worry about it, so I said okay.
All right, William. All right, stop the phone. Stop the phone. William, I get you. William, I get you. That's how I think too. And I gotta say, we should all put $5 in the gift certificate to William for the most okay used in a reply on a Facebook post.
I said okay, and they said okay, and we said okay, and okay was okay, but okay.
Man, the only thing that can follow that is Gorlami, right?
Wait, you know what I respect the most about that post? That he thought it was worthy of posting.
William, don't listen to these guys. I'm on your page, dog.
That is the most wild thing that has ever happened to him. Is the best that I could gather is that he forgot to ask if his van was parked. And that's the wildest thing that's ever happened. How long have you been in this industry? Like a week?
No.
What is happening here?
I think he's a bot. I think this guy's a bot.
You think that was written by AI?
Maybe he was doing Siri or something when he was posting to the Book of Faces.
That was a company that's testing out Tesla robots. And the robot signed on to Facebook and told this story.
Maybe William Max is Victor.
Hold on. Let me.
I'm sure the face changed, and at some point it said ah.
All right. So that one is hilarious.
I love it.
This was a good one. I'm gonna blaze through a few now. Customers in the bathtub taking a bath when we finish the install, and the helper knocked on the door, tell them we're ready to do the paperwork and leave them, and leave. He made the poor kid go in the bathroom to sign the paperwork while he was in the bath. It was funny as hell.
Don't judge yet.
I think the kid was scarred for life.
Don't judge yet.
My buddy laughed.
No, I'm judging already.
No, listen. It depends on what era. It depends on what era you're born in and what commercials you like. Listen, if he was in a Calgon Take Me Away moment and he had a mound of bubbles, fair game. Listen, it just depends. It's how you were raised.
Here's a messed up one.
I want to completely erase everything I said. Can we edit that part out? I actually feel bad about
there's no
myself.
editing. Here's a messed up one.
It does not depend, Dan. It does not depend.
Finished the change out, and I was going over everything with the customer. He was telling me how he saw how we were highly recommended, and he was very happy. He gave my helper and myself a $50 tip each. When I got back to the shop, there was a message that he canceled his credit card payment. I was very confused when my boss went back with another crew because it was about 1 foot of armor flex that was missing in a different part of the basement that I never saw. And he saw a splice in the 2-wire at the condenser. Like the guy just wanted his money back and he wanted to complain and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. I hate that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I think within the next 5 years, they should start all the deposits should be in liters of blood. You know what I mean? Especially if you're AB or O negative. All right, well,
Dan, your dark humor is after being in the unit for 15 minutes.
We'll workshop that one, Dan.
We'll workshop that one.
Up on the ladder, taking down a bad fan. Then the door opens. Out walks a nude lady saying, keep what you're doing. I'm headed to the bathroom.
That's why I got in the trades, man.
Just keep going.
Me? Pin that one to the top.
This is a cool one. Went to a customer's house who had 2 19-year-old Danish nurses that cared for his wife. I made friends with them, and we ended up taking an RV trip around the country together.
Nice.
Do you know how they eat mashed potatoes in Holland? And then with the Danish?
With a fork?
No, straw. These are facts I'm making up on the spot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I don't like it.
I don't like it, Dan.
I feel pressure. I feel like I'm getting ganged up on here. I don't
know. Here's one. Knocked on the door and the customer yelled, "Come on in." I proceeded into the doorway. Customer yells, "Thermostat is in the hallway here to your right." I turned the corner and a huge lady was in the bathroom with the door wide open, sitting on the toilet, butt naked. How's your day? Well,
hell yeah.
Well, it's good until now, I replied.
It's going great.
I've never had that before.
Oh my gosh.
Had a call after dark one night that was a referral customer, never been there before, and had a long walkway from the street to for the front door in Atlanta. The lady walks up and opens the door covered in blood from head to toe. I'm like, is this a good time? She started laughing and I was tripping balls. She told me she just broke up 2 pit bulls fighting. She was an Atlanta pit rescue, and the 2 she just broke up were in her backyard. A dog in heat came by and went at it. Dogs were tore up pretty bad. I will never forget that one. Oof.
Dude.
Wow.
That didn't go the way that I had hoped it would go.
One out like this, for sure. You know what? Everett, and I hate to do this in the middle of the podcast, this could literally turn into like the Drunk History series. You familiar with that series? You can literally turn this into the Drunk History type thing, but for trade specific stuff. And dude, I'll volunteer as tribute.
Sam says that post is obviously a joke, the one with 67 OKs. Yeah, I think so. It might, maybe. Who knows? We don't really know.
I'm like, okay. And they said, okay. And then I was like, oh, I forgot my car's in there. Is that okay? It's okay. Okay.
And I'm like, okay. And that's pretty cool. And it's okay. I'm going to do that. And I'm going to get rid of this. Let me do.
See, that next one, I thought that was Matt Lauer, and I immediately have, so I've got 19 Matt Lauer jokes, but it's Matt Loeffler. So I've got no jokes for Matt Loeffler.
Matt Loeffler.
Who is it?
Let's see. As I'm giving a homeowner my spiel about the benefits of a new system, I notice in the background a big tapestry on the wall of an office. It's a huge picture of a dude standing in an alleyway butt naked with his dick tucked.
John, why are you sitting up when he said that? JV, why are you sitting up?
I'm like, scroll back up a little bit, please. Scroll back up a little bit. Because Jason Patrick, why did you even waste our time posting this shit? There's no story here. You saw a tapestry and you didn't ask about it.
Yeah.
The story would be the story. You just told us there was a story, but I didn't fucking ask. Why did you waste our time? Please move back down now.
Yeah. We're gonna.
JV is on fire. Get up, JV.
All right. Here's what we're gonna do.
Don't waste my time. It's
gonna
precious.
Do this, and I'm gonna do this.
Precious.
Okay.
Now I can see the liquor bottles. Before, when you were on a smaller screen, I thought those were fishing lures.
Got him.
Oh wow.
Pretty good. That coupled with your beard hair combo, it's really creepy.
It's my process. It's my process.
Okay, now there's another group that was HVAC for life. There's another group here called
Life.
It's actually Faux Life. Yeah.
Pick one for John to read, and he's got to do it in a British accent.
No.
Why?
Maybe Cockney.
Cockney. Oh, there you go.
This has 148 comments. All right. John, you gonna read this one?
Yeah, and a Cockney accent. Come on, John.
Hold on. Give me a second. I got to get into it. Hold on.
Is he putting on his reading glasses? What the hell's wrong with this guy?
Oh, no. Do you have a translator on your thing?
Let me put my reading glasses on. I have reading glasses. Let me put them on for you.
Well, elderly okay. I can do it now. Working on an elderly lady's home that had dementia. A caregiver had to leave for a bit and grab a prescription for her, but she'd be right back. I'm there doing a 5-year full maintenance session on her hydronic system, floors, radiant, panels, the works. I'm in the mechanical room and I hear someone behind me. The little lady was starting there with the big frying pan, started screaming at me, swinging the pan all about. I managed to get by her and to me van, and she ended up breaking the side window right as a caregiver showed back up. I couldn't leave as my van keys were clipped to me tool bag in the house. Learned to a pack of spare key after that. Always got a pack of spare key. You never know when the lady bitch is going to come over here with a frying pan, smashing in your window. You got to have a spare keys.
I tell you what, man, that was freaking phenomenal. That was phenomenal. I felt like we switched right over into an episode of Peaky Blinders, man. That was freaking awesome.
No, this one, good. I remember reading this one a few weeks ago. Went in the apartment Monday, first call for condensation leak, knocked and blah, blah, blah. Used the key, realtor entered, fixed leak, and turned to leave. Found naked girl passed out on couch. Okay. Hold on. Another time replacing condensing unit, tenant was very grateful, began unbuttoning her top as she told me she didn't have to clock in at the restaurant for 2 hours and said she wanted to show her appreciation for getting the AC working.
Mm.
Oh, goodness.
I think he just watches these on Pornhub.
Yeah.
I think so, too.
No. Listen,
don't
Dan,
blank where you eat.
Hold on.
Yep.
He said it was a party goer left over from Sunday. Should have checked out Sunday afternoon. Realtor had no clue.
Okay.
Yeah, Airbnb. Found a homeless man chilling in an attic once. This was fun. He had a whole setup, bed, dresser, blankets, even a cooler. He got in through the gable vent, which he made into a door. Owners called the cops, and he got evicted. Apparently, he had an outstanding rent balance. I commented on this one. Oh yeah, I'm like, dude, what do you mean he has rent? He's like, no, it wasn't like that. Just an old lady who never went up there, and the way backyard was the way the backyard was set up was made really easy to get into the attic via a hill, Hollywood Hills. And he was just living there for a while. Don't know the whole story. We saw him and he didn't see us because he came out of normal access. Then he called the cops. On a funny note, he ripped open some ductwork for some free comfort too.
Oh, man.
That is kind of funny. Heard someone say boo very softly. Heard a door shut in the basement behind me. I was the only person there.
Now, I got to tell you, some of those are homeowners or kids that are just messing with them, if they're even true. But you never know, man. Sometimes paranormal stuff happens.
This is sad. Did a service call and met the son who was a quadriplegic in a motorized wheelchair. Fixed the unit, but got called back a couple days later for a stopped drain. Arrived and lots of cars in the driveway in the street. Turns out the son took his life by driving the wheelchair into the pool. I cleared the drain, gave the parents my condolences, and left. Didn't make a ticket, didn't charge, just feeling so sorry for the family. Man, mental illness, guys. Mental illness is real deal.
Amen to that. Yeah, for sure. Holy cow.
Why did you read that? Why did you read that?
I know, dude. The vibe was awesome.
That was not what we were doing. Dude, check the private chat.
Yeah, I see that. John, do me a favor. Read. Let me get. Hold on. Oh, this is a good one. Read Joshua Lee Bright. This very small, short one right here, and read it in an Indian accent.
Hold on.
No, hold on.
Okay,
yeah, read that one.
I'm good. We can do it. It's okay. I will read it for you. Don't worry. I do it right now. Right now, I'm going to read this story because you want me to. I will do it for you because I like you. Okay? And then you will do something for me. I'm going to read this because you asked me to read it. But then I'm going to ask you to do a little better for me. Okay. Listen, I will do it. You will take it and go. Okay? It is customer is drunk and pulls gun on technician. A big gun. I tell you, I don't lie. I don't lie. I tell you, my cousin's neighbor, his ex-wife's nephew. Tell this to my co-worker's friend. It is true. It was big gun. He pulls on the technician and then follows a technician. He follows him all the way. And he says, you mother bitch. You are bastard bitch. And he goes to the gas station and then nothing happened. That is the end. He just went to the gas station. Both of them there. They get gas. It's okay. And they buy chips. And this is it. There's it's another story that doesn't have a story. Because nothing happens. Now you tell me, okay? You will tell me now because I know you can do it. I know you can. You can do it for me because we like each other. It's good. I like you. You like me.
Oh my God.
Okay. And now you're going to give me a very good deal.
Wow.
I'm going to give you a great deal on a Cooper and Hunter air conditioning system.
Cooper and Hunter's new peak unit runs efficiently up to 19 SEER 2 with BTU capacity that ranges between 18 to 55,000 for indoor and outdoor units. Compared to a traditional gas furnace, Peak's revolutionary design is ready to step in without a hassle thanks to its adaptive multi-voltage. True high-performance hyper units provide a 100% heating output at -13 degrees. Looking inside the unit, the new M-Coil is highly efficient and provides a better airflow that reflects in a higher static pressure. Our Smart Kit is included, giving you access to control your device from the comfort of your phone. Peak stands for powerful, efficient, auto voltage detection, and quiet. To learn more, visit our website or talk to your local distributor. Cooper and Hunter, addicted to comfort.
That was a good spot.
There we go.
That was a really good spot.
That's on Tuesday. That spot gave a friend of mine an erection.
Hey,
was it Tuesday? CHOOSDAY or
Tuesday?
Tuesday.
Oh,
you got Monday, Tuesday, Thursday.
There you go.
All right. Malcolm Brown said went to a guy's house and he ended up dying in the house while I was changing the system.
That sucks.
Went to replace his system in an apartment and the lady didn't trust that we were there to do HVAC. She knew the job was scheduled. We called on our way. We were wearing uniforms and had the truck parked right outside the door. She was paranoid that we were faking it and demanded to see our driver's license before she would let us in. We told her no and called. It was not New Jersey. And called the apartment office.
Such a dick.
They sent the maintenance guy over and got into a yelling match with her before she finally let us in. The funniest line was, you can either let them in to replace your system or wait another 3 months to get a working system. Oh, man. Yeah. Had another customer who had 8 dogs and 6 cats, kept them all in the basement, never took them out. So as you can imagine, crap everywhere. When we got there, she said she'd cleaned up for us. But all she did was pour 3 gallons of Pine Sol on the floor and squeegee everything up against the wall. Oh,
God!
At least I'm not going to be able to eat
dinner for like 3 days now. I can smell that. I mean, I can just feel. You can feel that smell.
Oh, this is weird. Went out for a commercial no heat call at a church a few years ago. Got there, meet up with contact who takes me up to the roof, find a popped blower belt, go pick one up, and come back to the unit back online, get the unit back online. The guy takes me to the head guy's office. The guy is sitting in a throne eating from a golden plate with a gold knife.
Hell yeah, he is. Hell yes, he is.
And had his servant bring him a check to sign, and she kneels before him, handing him the check. The whole time I'm like, what the fuck is going on in this place?
I want that. That's what I want.
So normal in the church.
Yes.
Come to find out, it was some church that believed in extraterrestrial beings and whatnot.
Oh, nice. It was
were
Scientology.
They matching jumpsuits?
Was it Scientology, I wonder?
Well, there was that one that everybody ended up like, offing themselves. They're all wearing tracksuits and stuff.
God damn it, Dan. Dan, can we stop with the death? We're trying to have a good time.
Well, everybody. I can get that box, fill it up, and you'll be good, dog.
You keep killing everybody.
Do I really?
Yes, it's not a box. It's not.
Dan,
I used to buy Screw Top wine too. It's pretty good.
Dan,
the only reason that places still use a cork is just because of the stigma. Because the Screw Top is actually going to keep wine way more fresh. So we're not here to talk about wine.
My favorite wine and champagne is
what's up, TikTok?
Aldi's what? Aldi. The Aldi brand champagne.
That doesn't exist in New Jersey.
You guys have Aldi's up there? That's weird.
No.
There's Aldi, just not with wine.
Okay. Dan, first of all, I think you just go enroll, get some therapy, and here's what we're gonna do. Okay, here we go. Was working at a duplex in the ghetto, and a bunch of police showed up. Bureau investigation showed up, and then the morgue people showed up and wheeled a dead body out of the house. Same house set. Why did this happen? Why did I have to read this right now? Right after
right after you guys are getting on to me about being morbid. Now it's like, all right, chill out, Dan. You're bringing down the vibe.
Can we move on?
Out a dead body.
It was crazy to watch. I was told the tenant got shot. Only other thing I could think of was the previous company had worked from blah, 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 City Morgue. The amount of dead bodies I had to see.
Swing handcuffs. See, we got a sex swing and handcuffs. Yeah, that you see in that
the basement. Yeah, there's always sex swing and handcuffs.
No, skip the cancer story. Keep going. I'm sorry, my mother said cancer 17 times, but
I'm sorry to hear that, Jay.
She beats it every time. She's crazy.
The wife started taking a shower in the master bathroom while we were doing an attic install. The pull down stairs were in the master bathroom closet. Door was open.
Yeah, that was an accident.
Yeah. Walked in to do a startup.
Some people are exhibitionists. It is what it is.
Wow, there's a lot of death stories here. This is pretty crazy.
Yeah, this is not the fun stuff.
Here we go. A ghost story. Never been a believer in ghosts. But I was doing a furnace inspection on an empty house that was in escrow. I was downstairs. Are you making weird ghost noises, John?
Yes, John is.
I was downstairs and I heard weird noises, like shuffling upstairs. Then heard cupboard shutters, doors shutter. Went to investigate. No one was there. Went back downstairs to finish at the end of the hallway. Out of the corner of my eye, I swear I saw someone move from one room to the other. Again, went to check it out, and again, nothing. Gave me the creeps.
Wow.
Jeepers, creepers. Love to scare them peepers.
That was a great one. Jeepers Creepers 1 was awesome.
Jeepers Creepers 1 was good. Good. Justin Long vehicle. Justin Long, underrated actor.
Dude, I agree 1,000%. Absolutely.
Repairing something in an apartment. Told resident I had to run down to my truck to grab something. I'll be back in 5 minutes tops. Resident were on site and were cool with me leaving the front door unlocked since I'd only been gone a couple minutes. Guess they thought they had enough time to get a quickie in. They weren't done when I walked back in.
That must have been in Jersey too. But you guys are getting a lot of press from.
I'm not. Listen, if that was Jersey, I'm not mad about it. But what the fuck? No, but you know what? This is a pet peeve of mine. Like,
go ahead.
When I go to your house, do not fucking lock the door behind me as I come in.
That's creepy.
And people do it all the time.
Yeah.
And like, I understand, like, it's just your habit for a lot of people. As soon as they close the door, they lock it. I get it, but it still pisses me off every time. Like, especially if I got to go back out for something and I go, and I'm like, door is locked. Why am I locked into your house? Don't lock me in. I don't live here. I should be allowed to leave freely. I'm sorry. I digress. Let's get back to the story.
You needed to get that out for sure. Your hair's a little taller now after that.
Went to this house after dark in the winter, ring the doorbell. Guy yells, "Come on in." So I go in the house.
Stop. I'm out.
It was pitch dark, not a single light on in the whole house. I can't see anything. I'm getting my flashlight out, and I hear, "Thanks for coming," in a voice that is right beside me, like 1 to 2 feet away. Oh, it turns out the guy was wait. It turns out the guy was completely blind. So he never uses the lights.
Okay. I like that twist.
That's pretty good. Here's where if you had sound effects, somewhere over the rainbow would come in quite handy.
Somewhere
over the rainbow.
Dan.
I was pretty good.
Calm down.
Oh, I remember.
It was a little loud. It was a little like that's gotta be somewhere just soft, right?
Well, I do it Pantera style.
There's fucking bluebirds.
Oh my god! I think I'm gonna mute you guys. I don't know how I'm gonna mix this audio, guys. You guys are fucking crazy.
You are welcome.
I used to deliver furniture. Lady cleared out her dresser in front of us and laid it all on the bed. Multiple dildos, vibrators, and all her lingerie. Funny thing is, it was the boss's ex-wife.
That's why she did it.
That's 100% why she did it.
Yep, that's why she did it.
100%.
You should go back up there, click on that guy's name, find out where he used to work, click on that guy's name, and then see if there's a picture of his ex. That way we can determine if that was a good thing or a bad thing.
That feels like something that's not fun for a podcast.
I think. Well, I mean,
we could maybe do it after we sign off the podcast.
Yeah.
30 seconds.
Was doing an HVAC maintenance, walked outside to check the AC, came back inside, and the homeowner started bitching about, "I need to knock again."
All right, that clearly says birching, which means that person's an arborist, right? And they practice the secret art of bending branches in a way so that they can make Easter baskets. So I think you read that wrong.
No.
But again, these people think that should be posted in the craziest thing that's ever happened to you thread. Like, how is that the craziest thing that's ever happened to you?
All right, that one's good. Got mooned by a pretty lady in a fresh
towel.
That's
boring. The guy just said got mooned by a pretty lady in a fresh towel.
No, the fact that he actually put fresh in there, that's
How did he know it was fresh? How? Yeah, I don't know. Actually, don't keep scrolling. Don't keep scrolling.
Why?
Go back because he said got mooned by a pretty lady in a fresh.
Fresh is the
opposite in a word. Towel.
A towel fresh from the store. No, Dan, you read that wrong and you fucked me all up.
I did.
God, stupid ass Cowboys fans.
Cowboys fans rule the earth, man. Listen, it ain't my fault your team sucks. Speaking of which, Everett, we still got to talk about that bet.
Oh, this is funny. Went to a service call where the company had been before. It was the first time. It was my first time there. Apparently, the address was incorrect on the dispatching app. I had called the customer and told them I was at their house. They said, "Go ahead and start checking the outside unit." They're there about 10 minutes away from the house. Turns out I was checking out somebody else's unit in the wrong house.
No.
The homeowner called the office and said the cops are on their way. I got the hell out of there.
That happened to me in a duplex, like a big. It was almost like a duplex complex, if that makes sense.
But what is wrong with people? Like, the cops are on their way. You never even said anything to the guy. Like, hey, you're at the wrong house, or why are you looking at my air conditioner? You immediately go to call the cops.
Well,
say something
if they've had
first.
copper stolen before, that's definitely a plausible thing, right?
But say something first. You don't got to go straight to calling the cops and then call the office. Like, how about you say something to the human being that's at your house, you piece of shit?
Dude, don't hold back. Tell us what's up.
I never do.
This is a weird one. I was working on a boiler at a guy's house. He had some medical issues and apparently liked to drink a lot, which I didn't know. He was very friendly when I first got there, but by the time I went to leave about an hour later, either the alcohol or the medication hit and he got mean. He came into the basement rambling about me not leaving and grabbed a rifle out of the gun safe and stood in front of the stairway rambling incoherently. I awkwardly talked to him for 5 to 10 minutes and he ended up locking the rifle back up in the safe. Couldn't get out of there fast enough. That's weird.
Wow. Yeah. Hell no.
What the hell you doing in my house, boy?
I tell you,
coming over here going to say what are you going to come in my house? Going to be
my
rifle right here. You better get out. Isn't that boy right?
That's right. That's like a really, really effed up Home Alone.
That story's got to be in Alabama.
Yep.
Doing maintenance for a customer I admired. Jesus, man. Doing a maintenance for a customer, I admired his plants in his garden, and we talked about life and family. While I was writing out the ticket on his kitchen counter, he states, I know you're straight, but I think you're cute. If you ever want to just hang out here, here's my number. I played it cool and joked he wasn't getting a discount.
That's awesome, man.
He always asks for me for his yearly maintenance.
Hey, he's a phenomenal tech, this Forrest Love. Forrest Love? Is that the guy that wrote that?
Oh, look at this. Had a man get a phone call telling him he wasn't the father of his 16-year-old daughter. Awkwardly worked while he worked through every range of human emotion. Wow, could you imagine being in the house?
And Mr. Sir, when it comes to your 16-year-old daughter,
you are
not the father.
You are not the father.
He just saw that shit on Maury. He didn't experience it in real life. This is an episode of Maury.
And I bet he wasn't dancing either.
You are not the father.
You are not the father.
Not.
I don't think Maury Povich has ever found a single father.
No, he has. No, because he goes, you are the father.
It was his entire show for like 10 years that it was the last 10 years it was on. 300 episodes a year, 5 people per episode. That's 15,000 people.
Yep.
And he found 3.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. That's great.
Or maybe close, or maybe 3 3/4, but it wasn't.
Good job, Maury. Good job, Maury. You're the man.
I just like to play with this thing. Just put it.
You just like to play.
Yeah, you do. Hey, can we take
spots?
Can we isolate that soundbite right there for later?
I just like to play with it.
Shake it twice. That's okay. Shake it 3 times. You're playing with yourself.
That's right. Absolutely.
Ooh, check this out, guys. Was doing a service call and found multiple hidden cameras and stuffed animals around the basement living room.
Ooh, yeah. Anymore these days, you just naturally have to assume that there are cameras all over the place in the house, right? I'm guessing every service tech feels that way, right?
If they don't, they should.
I would, back in the day, it's been a long time since I've been in the field, but I would just naturally assume that's when webcams first came out on the 56K dial-up. You guys are probably too young to remember that.
No. Okay. Julian.
I remember 88.
Yeah, I remember AOL.
Yeah, dude. I used to get a Netscape CD every single week. They probably spent $50,000 just on me.
Way more.
Setting up those damn CDs.
Check this out.
We had them, but then my father's work actually paid for our internet.
Interwebs.
That's pretty cool.
Not HVAC, but working under. Sorry, Dan. Not HVAC, but working under a kitchen sink on my back.
Plumbing counts, man.
And the old lady came and plopped on me naked.
Mm-hmm.
That's weird.
And then what? Tell us the actual story.
You have to,
fuckers. Tell us the actual story. With the story. That's the introduction.
Here's where we add on to it. Here's where we add on to it. Have you guys ever heard of a Tennessee plunger?
Oh, mute him before this gets out of hand.
Dan, I'm muting you. I just muted him.
It's like Around the Horn on ESPN. You got to mute him now.
Yeah, I got to mute him now
because this was not going to go anywhere good.
I think you're in a 60-second timeout, Dan. Let's see this one here. This one's fun. Josh Learning Leeming says, remember that ratchet ass chick in Reno that we were doing a furnace change out, and she was on the phone with her boy.
Wait. Any story that starts with remember that ratchet ass chick in Reno, right? Reno, next to Las Vegas. I mean,
well, it's not next to it, but yeah, ratchet ass chick in Reno that we're doing a furnace change out for, and she was on the phone with her boyfriend trying to get her to come with her friend, trying to get her to come over there so they could get ran through real quick.
Oh shit!
By what she referred as two white boys, while she openly breastfeeding her baby on the couch, while the other 6 of her small children were running all around the damn place. Okay.
How much do you think she collects in child support?
I
think that's her whole gig. I think that ratchet ass chick knows exactly what she's doing, and she's collecting child support from 6 separate baby daddies. And she's cleaning up. That's what I think. I think she's smarter than the rest of us. She's got to go through 10 months of pregnancy, and then she's getting paid for life. I said 10 because it's actually more like 10 than 9. I know we all say 9, but it's really more like 10.
I think
it's just 9 by time you figure it out.
He's still 8-month pregnancy.
He's still talking.
Yeah,
he is literally still talking.
He spoke the entire time he was.
You've been muted for the.
I know it doesn't matter. Human rules don't apply to me. So in the state of Texas, it's actually an 8-month gestation period for a good healthy Texas baby.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. Yeah,
well,
that's just what they say so they can drink for the first 2 months.
My boss sent me to clean an ice machine in Bridgeport, Connecticut, in the Hollow Portuguese joint. At 9 a.m. in the morning, a bunch of drunk guys watching hardcore porn on big screen TVs.
I mean, that sounds like a pretty good service call. I don't know how that would be a weird thing. I mean, I'd be like, hell yeah. I remember I wouldn't say that, but I feel like John would say that.
I always undo my belt, to put on my tool pouch. I don't have the belt that comes with the pouch. I undone my belt for the Jesus. This guy's name is Jeez Ted.
I was about to say, look at his name. Of course he undone.
I undone my belt for the pouch and older lady.
I undone it.
At least 75 said, watch how you take that belt off, or you'll be taking off a lot more than that.
Maybe I should read this in some Southern. What do you think?
Also, one time I was doing an install.
Everett, let Dan, but you got to really put it on thick, bro.
Yeah,
not your regular bullshit Southern that sucks. We need an even shittier Southern accent than you.
An even shitty. Okay, I don't know how to read. I'm just kidding. That was totally messed up. We need to cut that part out.
There's no cutting anything.
I always undo my belt, put my tool pouch. I don't have the belt that comes with the pouch. I undone my belt for the pouch. An older lady, at least 75, said, you got to watch how you take that belt off. You'd be taking off a lot more than that, honey child. Also, one time I was doing an install. During the home walkthrough at the beginning, client says, my daughter's on the other side of the house. Fair warning, she's a nudist. And sure enough, there she was. Yeehaw! Butt-ass nigga sitting on the couch. She's probably in her mid-30s. Looked pretty good, so we weren't upset at all. We even saw all them earrings that wasn't on them ears.
We wasn't upset none.
That was terrible.
I have to admit, John, those two, the both accents, you nailed it. You literally nailed it.
That was terrible. I'm never letting you do another accent as long as you have this.
Who, me?
Yeah.
That sucks.
No.
And you got a natural Southern, and you still couldn't do it right.
Do I really have a Southern accent?
No.
Oh.
No.
Hey, a little bit.
No.
There's a little twang. There's a little twang in that shit. Everett, you don't hear the little twangs no more. You've been down there too long.
He is. He's Texified.
You've been down there too long. You don't
No.
hear the
I saw him. He puts cream gravy on everything. I love it.
No.
Why? Why would you not do that?
No.
Sausage gravy on everything?
Yeah, I don't mind the gravy. I don't mind the gravy. The gravy's fine.
The gravy's amazing.
I like gravy on things. I don't mind gravy. I like gravy. Gravy's good. I enjoy gravy.
You're kind of going into Joe Rogan mode whenever he's no longer interested in what the guest has to say, and he repeats the same thing over and over and over.
I like gravy.
He repeats the same thing over and over.
I like
no,
gravy.
you just kind of have that Joe Rogan face there. It's like, yeah, no, I don't mind it. I like it. Yeah.
No, that's good. I got it.
I like gravy.
It's good.
Gravy.
Yeah, no.
Dude, I literally think this could be something that you could produce, Everett, that you could turn it kind of like that drunk history thing where you actually do impromptu skits.
Yeah, I could do it. I got one more page here. I got more than that, but we'll do another one of these. I got another page here with I'm gonna share this and share screen. All right, let's see.
What do we want? Do we want an impersonation or?
I cut open PVC flue for a high efficiency furnace, clogged up with a squirrel. When I got it open, the squirrel was alive, ran out into the customer's basement. 10 seconds later, his bowl... Wait.
10 seconds later.
10 seconds later, his bull mastiff was eating it, covered in blood.
Again, this is the second one that basically is in line with A Christmas Vacation. Get stuck in the attic, and then the squirrel coming out and the dog eating it.
Had a guy offer me his entire 80s porn collection. He couldn't get out of there fast enough.
Why, dude? That's the golden era.
Hold on, Everett. Hold on.
That's the golden era. Well, my question is, were they on Betamax? Because I know allegedly.
That's all the person says. That's all the person says. What is your craziest story being in the house? Well, sir, I think my craziest story, sexual advances.
Hey, I know that HVAC Mac. He's awesome. He's an awesome dude. He's actually a local here, Everett. Have you met him? He's a great dude.
We've talked.
Wait.
But the question is, we don't know, were they to him or were they from? Oh, God.
Hold on, Everett. Go back up for a second.
What are we doing?
What was I saw one about? Oh, wait.
It had to be that beard.
Oh,
Mac, you do have a good beard.
Katie Bend.
Katie. Oh, okay. We had the water off, and the alcoholic lady pissed herself. Her next best thought was to dry them on the stove. Next thing I know, they were under her sink, and she's at the stove, and it depends trying to in her depends trying to fix her pants. That's now on fire.
I was going to read that one as Arnold Schwarzenegger. I thought that was a good Schwarzenegger story. I thought that was a good Schwarzenegger story.
Yeah, I sound like just an old German lady.
Look at this.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Is that a kick?
This guy says during an equipment change out at a residence, my helper and I pulled a 27-year-old trained air handler out of the closet and set it down. When I stepped back, saw this fried critter in the heater elements. My working theory is the possum had crawled into the attic during past winter.
That's not a possum. That's not a possum.
No.
That's not a possum at all.
I think it's a possum.
It looks more like an otter.
That's not a possum, bro.
It's
a possum's face is longer and skinnier.
Yeah. That looks like an otter.
I mean, it is fried. It is.
That could be a cat.
But it didn't change the facial structure.
That could be the skull doesn't change.
Yeah, but look at its ears.
Freaking bone.
No. That's definitely, it's either like an otter or maybe a ferret that escaped.
Otter.
Yeah, I mean there were otters. Otters
that's too big to be a ferret.
Dan, it's not a fucking otter.
Listen, I'm willing to put money, double or nothing, that there are river otters that get into heat exchangers. Maybe this is the first time it's been seen.
The otters, all the otters that are in there.
I don't know what that's a chupacabra. It's a chupacabra.
It's a chupacabra otter.
Chupacabra.
Hell yes, it is. With a platypus tail and beaver teeth.
Okay. We're again. I don't know how I'm going to mix this audio because
John, you need to tone it down, dude.
You guys are yelling at each other. All right. Anyway, my working theory is the opossum crawled into the attic during last winter, chewed into the duct, and then crawled inside. It tumbled down the supply plant. I'm landing in the heater. So in addition to the change out, we had to do some duct replacing. And the customer claimed they never smelled anything, and the whole animal was dead in the stream for a year or more.
Okay, here's what you should do, Everett.
Definitely more.
Hold on.
You should isolate that post and put a poll up and see what people think. Is this, is this a possum or is it an otter, a river otter? I think it's a river otter. Either that or a ferret or the chupacabra with platypus tail and beaver teeth. Or it could be a man bear pig.
I don't think Ann is correct. I think it's
It doesn't matter. I don't care anymore.
It's a possum.
I'm literally writing him a comment while we're live broadcasting. I said, okay, we read this live. We're having a big debate as to whether this isn't a possum.
It's not a debate. It's a fact. It's not a possum.
Okay, Dan Baker thinks it's
definitely not a possum.
Thinks it's an otter.
A river otter.
River otter.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Chime in. Okay. Yeah. Nasty house, huge dogs, and kids in diapers all watching TV and playing video games while most of the parents' adults are on the porch smoking. Technician walked from the back to head to the front door, and a giant 120-pound mastiff took a shit on the floor by one of the diapered toddlers, and no one reacted.
Did this guy take a time machine and do a service call in the 70s? Because that's literally how I grew up. Well, that's how it is in Texas.
I know Danny
river otters down here.
I know Danny Molzette, by the way. He's a funny guy. I went toe-to-toe with a German Shepherd who the owner swore he was not a canine. I bet you ain't never seen a fat kid run so fast in his life. Canine run. My left ass cheek, 0. Oh, yeah, that's right. He got bit in the ass.
Ouch.
I'm going to message.
Is the pain different if you get bit in the left cheek versus the right cheek?
Message this guy. I'm going to message him right now.
It's got to be different, right?
We are very curious about the creature in the air handler. Curious.
Is there no one watching live that has an idea of what that animal could be? Come on, throw it in the comments. Throw it in the comments.
No, it's funny because we had like 20 people live or 50 people live or whatever it was on Tuesday. I guess if I do 2 lives in a week, I don't get the engagement, but we don't have that many people live. But people watch it afterwards.
That's right.
That's all I got. I mean, there's other stuff. There's some Instagram stuff that I had, but that's pretty much it. Those are the stories. What's your favorite? All right, let's vote on the favorite story. So let's vote. Let's go. Favorite story.
It's got to be the one that John did in the Indian accent. 100%. And I don't even remember what
one sentence. It was one sentence.
That's fine.
I made up the rest of it.
I know. It was great. It was great. So you're like Picasso, but with accents.
I do a few accents. I do some impersonations.
Okay, well, you know what? Definitely my favorite story, or the oddest, I think the one that should be pinned at the top or pretty doggone close to the top, would have to be the one where there was an ice sheet of frozen dog piss, the mysterious mattress, the hey boy, how old are you? How old are you? See, I told you, honey, he ain't old enough. That story to me, I mean, we should get shirts made. That's all I'm saying. Either shirts
that was
or
good.
body spandex. I'm down for either one.
That's good. The shirt should say, "Who don't love a kitchen mattress?"
Yes, that's let me see if that domain's available. Who don't love a kitchen mattress.com.
Oh man, I like the blind guy story. That was good.
That was really good. Again, the otter one's interesting, or the cat one's interesting only because you've got that visual.
I hated all the non-stories. I hated them.
I love your face. Say it again and make that same face where your eyebrows kind of do that Top Gun thing.
I hated all.
There you go. There you go.
I did. Like, I'm still mad at all of those people.
Oh man.
I don't understand why they posted, and then they wasted our time. We could have gotten to more good stories.
Hold on. I have one more. I have one more page here that I forgot about. I posted in this other group. Okay. Okay.
Man, you did a really good job. Who cut your hair? Because they really know what they're doing.
I sold a sex offender who, for the whole appointment, was sitting in his lazy boy chair with his sweatpants at his ankles and a towel covering his junk.
Okay, F that dude. There's no way. Why would you stay in there?
Walked into a mobile home, piece of shit kind of place. When I knocked on the door, the whole wall moved. Guy yells, "Come on in!"
The whole wall moved.
Pull the duct tape lock away from the door so you can roll in.
Guy yells, "Come on in!" I walk in. The guy is sitting on the couch in whitey tighties, nothing else. He is missing part of his leg just below his knee.
Hold. Sitting on the couch. So we need to clear this up. Because this is not okay. Not okay. Listen, Steve Izzle, my nizzle.
Oh, he's the Izzle for real.
Listen, brother. It's tighty whitey.
All right. No. You're losing the point of the story here. He's missing part of his leg just below his knees. You missed that part. The fact that the guy is in his underwear.
Right, because he put whitey tighties.
Okay. Dude, people live in different parts of the world that don't necessarily.
No, it's not okay. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. No, it's tighty whiteys.
Have you ever been to freaking, you don't
know where he is?
Have you been to West Virginia? You don't know how this is.
Yes, I have.
Be quiet. He's missing part of his leg just below the knee. I looked at his bathroom, looked like he was out of a Saw movie.
I love it.
Went back to the living room, no demo. Told him $15,000 for a new shower. Just trying to get out of there. And yes, he had a few windows that were plywood. He asks if we had financing, so I run his credit, and of course he gets turned down. Shocking. Then he proceeds to tell me how he lost his foot. Explains he has much muscle atrophy in his leg. Some shit anyways. So he's sleeping on the couch one day, and his dog he recently got chews his leg off, but he couldn't feel it. And he woke up and part of his leg is gone.
No, I call
the whole time he's telling the story, he's
Bullshit.
rubbing his leg nub with his tighty whitey.
Bullshit.
No, we're calling bullshit on it. Okay.
Bullshit. Because
even though there's pain, there would be blood everywhere, and he would bleed out.
You don't know. These guys could
exactly.
These guys could be on drugs. You don't know.
No, but he would have bled out.
But all the drugs are going to do is make you not feel it. It doesn't slow your circulatory system, does it?
No, if anything, it speeds it up.
Well, actually, if you're doing bath salts, maybe this was from Florida. Maybe this was a Florida post and bath salts, so it's possible.
Oh, so right. we're gonna play that game. Did this happen in Florida?
We're running out of time here.
Florida,
we're running out of time. Animal rescue lady had 5 dogs, approximately 60 cats, and then brought a fawn into the kitchen and gave it a bottle while I demoed. Sold it.
Sleeping Beauty. Or no, Snow White or Cinderella, whichever was.
Second month in, I went on a vacant duplex on a Black Friday, met with the owner. She went in the door and freaked out, saying someone was in there. It was a squatter. 5 police vehicles came and a dog tracking the guy down as he ran off. Still did the demo in the cold on the front porch.
No,
not
go
me.
Down to Peter. Go down to Peter. Go down to Peter.
All right.
Right there.
Walking into the appointment, the customer was barbecuing. He proceeded to squirt charcoal lighter fluid on a cat sitting on his patio and lit it. What?
Oh,
yes,
fuck.
He lit the cat on fire. He said it was the neighbor's cat and wouldn't go away. I left disgusted and reported him to the police. My boss did understand after I showed him the video of the cat on fire, pissing as it ran all over the place. I was told the cat recovered, thankfully. Oh wow!
How did he have time to record it?
True story, not mine. Guy used to work for, also did sales for a while for the wife. He struck up a conversation with a retired cop and asked the cop it was the most satisfying thing he'd ever done on the job. And the cop described saving a kid's life who was hit by a truck while driving a bicycle. My boss realized, listen to this. I remember reading this. My boss realized he was that kid.
No shit.
He sold the job.
That was like a national news story.
Yeah. This is crazy. Yep.
That's cool.
Crazy, right? That's nuts. Well, Stephen, good job there. 25 years ago in home selling adjustable beds in a really sketchy apartment to a guy that looked like Samuel L. Jackson, wearing boxer shorts and a loosely tied robe. He's watching the TV that's sitting atop the fridge located behind me. Behind that, off to the side, was a mattress on the floor. Out of the corner of my eye, I see a blanket starting to move. Up pops a young lady wearing nothing but a bandana in her hair. Gets up, walks past me, kisses the client on the cheek, and continues into the bathroom. Leaves the door open and proceeds to do her business very loudly. Did not close the sale that day. Finished my demo so not to offend and got out as quickly as I could.
Well, you know what my next question is going to be, right? You know what my next question is going to be, right?
No.
Did her business very loudly.
Oddest moment was in.
Wait, Everett.
Yeah.
Last week, I was hungry. I've been eating really well lately. I wanted a sandwich. I went onto Subway's menu to figure out what I could get down. It was the chicken teriyaki. It was the chicken teriyaki sandwich. I was able to get to the lowest calories, and so I went into the Subway right there, and I get my sandwich, and I'm sitting there eating my sandwich, and this woman walks in the front door. She was built like a meatball, and she had the face of one also. And she walks straight in with a purpose, walks right past me, goes into the bathroom that's behind me, closes the door. And she did her business loudly. Yep. I'm sitting there. I'm like, oh, and it was loud. I heard the whole thing. And then she finished up and she walked right out. She didn't even buy a sandwich.
Oh, wow.
She blew up that bathroom loudly and did not even patronize.
I mean, don't tell me you've never stopped in at a bathroom at some establishment and then just didn't buy.
100%. Anytime I buy at Chili's.
Not one where I had to walk through the entire establishment to the back
at Chili's.
And then all the way through again.
I love their chips and salsa, and it gets me all excited and bubbly.
Oddest moment was in Pittsburgh. Somewhere after numbers were on the table, the homeowner told me she could read people. Asked me to put my hands out in front of my face.
Oh, God.
She told me some people are sharks and some people are whales. Of course, I obliged because it's a $45,000 walk-in tub and separate shower sale. And she scoots over on her rascal, places her hands directly above mine, just a couple inches away from my hands. I kid you not, we sat there for over 5 minutes with her husband sitting on the couch, speaking in tongues at the top of his lungs, all the while she's completely still hovering her hands above mine. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, she hits the reverse button. He stops chanting, and she says, I sense that you're a whale. Whales are gentle creatures who don't want to hurt anyone. You get the contract, and we'll get the credit card.
Wow. This reminds me of my future ex.
Oh. Sold a roof to a guy at his kitchen table with a loaded 44 pointed my way. Sold it.
What? What was it on the table? It wasn't like this, right?
Yeah. Urban neighborhood, a rather hippie kind of place. Young parents, straw on the wood floor. 2 kids running around the house, bare feet, cloth diapers, under the age of 3. 2 chickens and a goat were chasing after them. They were having a ball. Sold the parents' windows. Sold a 4-plex of windows to the president of the National Save the Pigeon Society. Went to her house to sign all the docs. Wounded pigeons all over the kitchen. Chicken wire from the back porch to the garage so pigeons couldn't escape.
Wow.
She finds adoptive parents for these birds. Can't make this stuff up. Reality is
that was a good set.
Pigeons of all animals are what we need to save. There's so many. There's so many pigeons.
Well, if these are the homing kind, you know what I mean?
Oh my God!
You're a homing.
Walked in a bedroom to measure the windows. Guy's young daughter getting railed. He picked the guy up by his nuts and threw him out the open window.
There you go. Absolutely, you go, Dad.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Emulsified cat behind the entertainment center. We were wondering what that smell was. Guy was in uniform, went out to have a smoke, gave him the price, and the phone rang, telling him to mobilize immediately. I just laughed. I drive a few blocks and see his truck in the parking lot. Grab my paperwork. Hey, Joe, mobilization get canceled? Perfect. Let's wrap this up. He got up and left. Bartender charged me for his beer.
Can you scroll up so that we can't see 3? That's making me gag. The emulsified cat, because I've actually seen something like that. And it's bringing back. I'm going to check right here live. That's so good.
This past week, the customer opening her window and started shooting the squirrel that's in her bird feeder. It's a pellet gun still. I had a lady rub my face with some African oil and gave me ginger tea and raw honey for my sinus infection.
I bet it worked.
There was another one. I don't know where it went, but there was another story. I was reading it. It was really kind of fun. Awesome. This was a really fun night.
Very cool. Hell yeah, man. Absolutely.
This was good. I'm glad. And I hope anybody that listens to it on audio can get the full effect, because I'd be really interesting to hear it on audio only without actually, because we're scrolling through like social media, like reading them. So,
well, this is a new podcast, Mike, and so I probably haven't got it dialed in correctly, but I'll get.
Well, you're not getting invited to do another podcast, Dan. So I apologize for that.
Well, then I'm going to send you the invoice for all of this motherfucking equipment.
Oh my God! Awesome.
No, it's gonna be great for the podcast. It's gonna be great because no one that was watching was reading it. Really, most people are probably on their phone anyway. They can't see that shit.
No.
So they're listening. It's the same experience. It's all about hearing the story. It's the reaction. That's all it is.
I moved the mattress in my kitchen.
All right, guys.
I got to get myself a kitchen mattress.
We're gonna go. I'm gonna catch you guys next time. Next week.
Before we go. Are we still? You still going to honor the bet, right? We need to start talking.
Yes,
about this.
I know. Hey, I got a tanning salon.
Everett, I got to ask you a question.
No.
Before we go.
No.
I got to ask you a question before we go.
No.
What kind of burger tells you a fortune?
I don't know, John. What kind of burger tells you a fortune?
A medium burger.
You are dumb. You are really, really dumb.
That was awesome.
You know what? You are dumb. You are really, really dumb. All right. Guys, love you all. I will see you next time.
Love you, brother. Great show, man. Thanks for inviting me.
Next week, from prison to the trades, 4 episodes. And I really want everybody to check it out. I'm very excited about that. So rock and roll, guys. All right, see ya.